Oh, hey. Future Bottle here. Just so you guys know, I accidentally left a filter on my audio that caused some of the words to be a bit slurred or cut off. So if it sounds like I have a lisp throughout the first half of this episode, I apologize. It does get better after about the midway point. So once we've done some mining, you guys should hear a better audio quality. Sorry about that, but enjoy the episode. Hello everyone, my name's Bottletophornet, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. This is episode 2 of our new series in 1.18. Last episode, when we started off, we explored this little area a little bit, got some things from the village down there, and then we made ourselves a nice little starter home. But at the end of the episode, we realized that I don't really have much gear. I am completely naked, no armor to speak of, and I have a few pieces of iron that are all gone now. Probably going to have to go down there and kill another iron golem. But I think what I want to do in this episode is mine. We can't really do much progress-wise without starting to get a good supply of just blocks in general, as well as hopefully getting some diamond and whatnot. But the thing is, you can see here I have over 100 ladders because the world, well, it goes down a little bit deeper now. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a spot, and I think it's probably going to be down there. And rather than going in caves, to stay safe, I'm going to dig pretty much down to bedrock. Then we're going to do a huge bit of mining, gathering the materials and items as we go. I should be able to get myself more iron and cook that up and sort of go through the process. In fact, I will do this and make one of those. We have some spare wood for some sticks, all that jazz. Nope. And I should be able to get a ladder going all the way down to about bedrock level because, as far as I'm aware, in 1.18, diamond spawns more the lower it goes. So essentially mining as low as possible is our best bet. Plus we can get that sweet, sweet deep slate. So I'm going to go down here. It's nighttime. One thing that I do want to do before we go down there. So let's grab some dirt and actually go down to the village. Because I'm going to be spending a lot of time down there and likely not sleeping through the night, even though these guys will be a fair distance away, I mean, I just don't want to risk them being attacked by zombies. So I'm going to go around to all the different houses. I'm going to wait for them to go inside like this, and we're just going to block that off. That way we know they're safe. Okay, it's a party in there. And I don't have to worry about losing them to zombies while I'm working on other things. That's good there. I think we got them all, and it looks like there's a decent supply of them. Was that a trident, boy? Where'd you throw that from? I have no armor. I don't like my chances of fighting that. Yeah, I'm not going to risk it. Imagine if we got a trident, though. I don't have any food on me. Ooh, that was close. Wonderful. I figured while I'm here, may as well grab that iron as well. And now with those guys safe, locked away in their little houses, we should be able to go sleep and get ourselves ready to mine. All right. So we've slept. I'm going to grab myself a little bit of this wheat so that I can make a bit of food to keep me going down in the mines. Babies on. Oh, that is not good. Armored up too? Really? So we're going to grab all of this stuff and replant. And we're going to use these hay bales as well, just to get ourselves plenty of food. Beautiful. Over a stack now, and we should be good to go. So I got a little bit of iron, I got some wood, I got the ladders that I need, got some dirt just in case, got some chests to set up down below, and I'm going to do a huge mining session. I think I'm going to go for just a couple of hours probably, try and gather as many materials as I can down at that level, especially the deep slate, because I do want to do some building with that. And then we'll pop back in, and hopefully by then I might even have enough diamond to gear myself up in some armor, and we'll be good to go. So I think I'm going to pick this little spot that is into the side of this lake a little, and we will turn this into a mine. I want to have like a main area where I gather most of my materials from mining, but for starters, it's just going to be a very basic mine shaft going down, and I think I'll just go in from the edge a decent way. That way, when I decide to decorate it, we got some space to do so, and we should be good to go. I'm going to block that off just so that we don't have anything coming down behind us while we're mining. And I'm hoping that we get pretty far down without falling into anything major as far as caves go. So our level right now is 63. We're aiming for like negative 60, so about 120 blocks. In fact, we don't want to go more than, what's that? 114. So 114 from here would be what? Negative 40, negative 39, 41. We'll see. We'll count down. We do actually, in fact, it's probably better to make a handful more of these, and that way we can go, what, 126. Perfect. Whew. Let's go. Ooh. Oh dear. Okay. We got a little bit of bad luck there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should be able to get down without too much difficulty. And I think my best bet is to probably go down with a water bucket and just let that flow down. We will then go like this, and I can flow down and put cobblestone down with me, and we can continue the line of what we have. So I do this. Also, this may be our first bit of vision into the new cave systems. So I'm going to quickly just be very careful about going down here. Now, thankfully, because of the way the new lighting works, I think this lava should have made this area fairly spawn-proof. So it's going to be... Ooh, okay. It's hopefully going to be safe. Now, if I go like this... Oh, I hear you, zombie. There we go. Don't think he can get across and get me from where he is, so we should be okay. I don't know how well you guys can see that. I will try and light places up as I go, but this does look like it goes quite a ways down. Now, I could always just do stuff like this and go for a bit of an explore, looking to see whether we have any diamond down here. And this is down at Y level negative 41. So we are pretty low. But I think I'm going to continue my little mine shaft down, trying to get it as simple a way down as possible. And then from there, I can branch out and go exploring as I see fit without having to worry too much. Can't tell whether that's diamond. The glow lichen confuses me sometimes. But we're just going to continue down to stay safe, blocking off this lava a little bit first, like so. And down to the bottom of the earth we go. Okay, so apparently I picked a good spot to go down. We got some diamond. Yeah, first diamond of the series on our first trip down. That is 1, 2, 3. Trying to keep things fairly even. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. We got a little bit more as well. But that's a good sign. It does mean that at least we have diamonds in this world. Wonderful. Hopefully we can find some more and pretty much straight away go to diamond and use that to mine out down below as well. So I am now at negative 35. Shouldn't take me too much longer to get down to the bottom. And then we're probably just going to time lapse like a solid hour or 2, even 3 mining session. I'm just going to settle in, see how much I can get, and get myself geared up quite significantly, I would imagine, with a bunch of materials, a bunch of gear, a bunch of resources that are valuable. And that way we're going to have a good time getting started without having to keep going back and forth trying to gather more or anything along those lines. Ooh, and there we go. I must have been there without realizing it. I feel like 59 just above the level of bedrock is going to be good. There's no longer that trick of being at Y11 to be above the lava lake, so I'm just going to be very careful, have a bucket of water on me at all times, and hope that we don't run into too much lava. But if I open this area up, I think what I'm going to do is mine 3 high and just continue to expand a bigger and bigger square. A big rectangle or area that's going to be just gathering every single resource that we have. I've got these chests that I can set up a temporary sort of storage, maybe even have to go up and get some more wood, but hopefully, well, I don't know if I'm going to fill 12 chests. Good Lord. But with that, I think we're going to pop into a time lapse of me doing a good solid couple of hour mining sesh, see whether I can get all of the things, and we'll pop back in and maybe build the entrance to the mine once I'm done. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the other side. And with that, I've got myself a decent little area dug out. Now, we're onto our 3rd diamond pickaxe here, and I've done some strip mining as I got a little bit further. I did this main area here so that I could gather the resources that I needed to start some building later. So I do have a full double chest of the cobbled deep slate, and we've started on the second one. I've got myself 19 diamonds, minus the ones that I used for the pickaxes, of course, and really not much iron, because as far as I'm aware, the further down in the world you get, the less likely you are to find iron nowadays. The spawning rates are a lot different than they used to be in different places. So I think our best bet is to probably jump up and go do some caving and see what we can find as far as like surface stuff there. But with this, I've actually, I've realized that that is still spawn proof. It requires 4, hold on. So is that. And if I remove this, it's still spawn proof. This area here is, as far as I can tell, the ideal lighting requirements for keeping an area spawn proof. So it's 25 square, or a 25 diamond, I should say. So 25 in between those two and 25 in between those two leaves us with a light level of 1 in the middle. So this very middle block between all of them is 1, and this place with 4 torches in a 25 by 25 square is completely spawn proof. Oh dear. Another thing is, yes, I have my zoom back. I've actually just switched over to the official release of 1.18. I did start in the pre-releases so that I could get a little bit ahead and start playing early, but now we are officially in the full release, and that means most people will be playing it now and experiencing this kind of stuff on their own. If you wanted to know what the ideal sort of spread of torches is to keep a place spawn proof, it's 25 blocks. So 25 across here to this one, and then 25 across that opposite corner. So technically, if I remove these, this whole area here is now spawn proof completely. It's the weirdest thing. It is so odd, but how amazing. That being said, I do prefer just the light level that you get from having it every 12 in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we should be in the center. I just feel like it's a nicer amount of light, because even though it's not like spawnable space, it does make it difficult to see a little bit. And as far as recording for you guys, it's nicer to have a little bit of light available. If I just do this, find my central point, and that way we have a decent little bit of light with just some dark patches in the middle. So with a decent bit of strip mining done, a decent bit of normal mining and material gathering done as well, I'm really happy that I have all of this deep slate. I think what I'm going to do, I don't quite have enough, but I think what I'm going to do is get myself a few pieces of diamond armor. We'll leave my pretty face out of the armor, but this way we should be fairly safe. If we do get, say, hit by something, we got a little bit of defense going. I'll grab a piece of this iron and go up top, and I think I'll make myself a shield, and then we're going to see if we can go into some of these caves here and venture into the darkness and see if we can find anything that is valuable. Now, I think it's going to be our best bet as far as finding ourselves that iron that we need. There's little bits of gold around. Yeah, there we go. There's some iron. And I do know... Oh, there's some there. I do know that this is probably going to help me find some more materials. So let's jump up the top, get myself a shield, and then we'll get into a bit of cave mining. Now, because it was quite dark, it was a little bit difficult to get footage without having all of the place lit up. So I actually went around and did some of that mining off camera, and now I'm just going to come back in and show you guys what it looks like. Obviously, I haven't gone down that way, but what the place looks like when it's got some torches in it and once it's been lit up a bit, because these caves really are super impressive. I really love the way that the new lighting update works and how we don't have to worry about the mob spawning in different places. But there is one thing, and I'm going to see whether I can find it. I forgot to record it, but I found myself a dungeon. Now, I've got to remember where the heck it was. Ooh, it's the first slime we found in this world. Interesting. Somewhere down here, I managed to stumble across a dungeon as I was moving around, and it could be miles away. I really don't know. I do have the coordinates of it, so let me go find that. All right. Now, as far as I'm aware, it should be directly down from this block here. Let's see. I think I have my coordinates correct, and we should break out any second now. Interesting. Oh, it's upwards. I went the wrong way. Hold on. That's silly. Okay, so that means that we should be able to go up here. Ah, this looks familiar. So you can see this here is a skeleton spawner. I'll actually lay that that footage over top right now, so you guys can see me reacting and seeing it for the first time. I think I might have heard a skeleton or something, and I looked over to the right instead of mining out a piece of ore. But we got really, really lucky. Found ourselves a skeleton spawner, and as far as I can tell, it's not too far from home. So yeah, it's very, very happy with that. What I might actually do here is dig straight up and make our way out of this cave system, because I can show you what I was working on after going caving. I ended up building the entrance to the mine a little bit and coming up with the design for something there to be a semi-permanent area where we go down mining and getting materials. So let me pop up through the top here, see if I can get to the surface, and then we'll see how far away from base it is. We'll also be able to mark it so we can come back at another date, and we'll check out the mine entrance. Hey, beautiful. Now, where do we end up? Oh, wow. Really, really close. Guys, this will... rain? Hello? Ah, it's because we're in a savanna. Interesting. Okay, that's great. So, we end up really, really close to the area where we set up base. And that means that we can get ourselves a nice early game skeleton grinder going. Amazing. All these spruce trees here are from when I was building. We're going to stay in the savanna because I needed the spruce. And if we come around this corner here, we have our little mine entrance. So there's our base up on the top of the hill. And down here, I was working on getting myself a bit of a barge built, but I ran out of resources a little bit, so I was growing some more. But over here, we have ourselves a little kind of blacksmith mine entrance place. I've got myself a blast furnace for cooking up the ores. Got a few things in here that I've gathered in the caves as I went, and I just did some very basic detailing of the floor. This area here is maybe a little bit too much normal stone, so we might also vary that up with a little bit of tuff and a little bit of andesite. Like so. There we go. That looks a bit better. But yeah, just some very basic cavey feeling stuff on the roof. And I'm not quite finished yet because Once we get to the point where we have, say, some soul sand, we'll probably end up replacing this with a water elevator, as well as making one for the new skeleton spawner that we're going to be able to set up. But for now, I'm really happy with this. This is going to be sort of our main area to come down and deal with quote-unquote mining things, as far as gathering more materials, getting ourselves some rare resources and whatnot, and just in general cooking up and smelting and cutting the different bits and pieces, as well as we've kind of got like a semi-forge here, even though it's more of a fireplace. I could put some lava or something nearby to sort of simulate flame, or even create a secondary section that sort of has like proper flames with some netherrack or something. That's kind of the idea anyway. I like this as a place to potentially stack up a little bit of ore. We have things like the coal blocks, but obviously that doesn't sit very well on top of the barge, so I do need to bring that up a little bit. But it's made me realize that I want to connect these areas a little bit better. It's so weird having the rain like right on the edge of this savanna. Feels like it should be all or nothing. Did you see that little guy follow me? So I'm going to do a little bit more work on this and maybe do a little bit of terraforming to bring this top looking a little bit better. I'm not quite sure. Even just something as simple as adding stone into here so that it doesn't feel so much like there's dirt, and it feels more like this this structure is holding up the stone from underneath. Honestly, it doesn't even have to be stone. It could just be this andesite. But something like that, making this feel a little bit more rocky, which is what... hello. Which is what all of that in there is. What have you got? Moss. Interesting. Haven't been able to find a moss cave yet, even though I'm pretty sure I know where one is. But we might actually go get our emeralds and buy that. We can make it day, we can sleep for the night, that sort of stuff, and we'll come back down and do a little bit more work and discuss the plans for this area a little bit more. Did I really only have one emerald? I can't remember whether the trader was selling it for one or more. It's all right, we'll go back down. Now, when I say that I wanted to talk about things for this world, with my last Let's Play, I spawned in the middle of an ocean, and therefore traveling around between places was very tedious. So I kind of rushed to get myself some elytra and go fight the Ender Dragon. Whereas with this one, we're sort of really surrounded by land, and I like the idea of getting myself a horse or something, hopefully a fast horse. And this is slightly inspired by Season 8 of the Hermitcraft server. BOO, who is one of my favorite creators, did a lot of stuff with horses and is still doing a lot of stuff with horses, and that's really inspired me to try and play a little bit more of this early game without the desire to fly, or not that I won't go and get it, more that I just like to try and set this world up to feel a little bit more accessible by people who wouldn't have elytra. So because of that, we're going to set up paths, we're going to set up decent ways up and down the mountains and around, just to try and make it feel a little bit more accessible in any way, shape or form. If you'll come back here, I can check and see whether you were selling that for one emerald. Excuse me. Oh, we lucked out. Amazing. We managed to make a trade, get ourselves that new achievement, and we have some moss. Perfect. But yes, I think what I would like to do is link up these two areas, bring a path down the side of the mountain. I don't know whether we'll do that in this episode, but I would like to bring a path down the side of this mountain that lets us get to here, as well as maybe one going up around the top to allow us access to the other side of the shoreline without having to cross through here too much. And I do know that we have some horses around this area that we could try and tame, get ourselves a saddle, and start riding them around as our main form of transportation. Hopefully we can get ourselves a fast one. I know there's this one and that one there, so we'll definitely try those out. But I would like to make like a road going from my starter base up there, down the side of this cliff, this hill, and all the way around the outside to our village. Or do I connect it down that way to the village? Decisions. We'll have to come up with something. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments on what... Did you see that spawn behind me? Hello? Oh boy, so many things happening. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments on what you think I should do. I was kind of considering renovating this village and moving it more to the shoreline over there and turning this into a proper lake so that we don't have this stuff floating in the middle of it. Although it does look cool, I'd really like to transport those villages over into a real village and try and do something a little different to the standard villager trading hall. So I'd like to have more of a free roam version. It's not going to be anywhere near as efficient, but it's going to look a lot nicer and make things a little bit more interesting as far as trading goes. Like we actually have to go to town to trade, if that makes sense. I kind of like that idea. Bringing a little bit more lore, bringing a little bit more role playing into it. So yeah, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys about that. I think what I'm going to do is just gather a few more materials, tidy up this barge, make the center of it higher so that I can stack things on it. We will need a silk touch pick to get ourselves the ores of, say, coal and whatnot to stack on there at a later date. But for now, we can put a bit of stone and a little bit of these coal blocks and we should be good to go. So let me see what I can do as far as sprucing this up a little more and we'll pop back in and see what it looks like. And I think I'm happy with that. We got ourselves a little barge with some resources from further down in the world that might have been brought up and then being transported across to the future build site of our little town, our little city over there that I was talking about, if we do that. And then I've also just added some detail, a little bit of roofing over here, walled in this area as well so that it's kind of open, you can see through, but it is shut off on this side. And also done a little bit more on this section and blended it in to make it look a little bit more like the stone is being held up by this. So that's where I might want to remove stuff like that. We can leave that bit there, but just a couple of pieces. Actually, yeah, something like that. Should do the trick. We might get a half slab or two and put them here like so. And then it's okay. It's looking all right. Now, we have ourselves a bit of iron now, which means that we can start to make more of these lanterns, which is great. It's nearly nighttime, so we might head up there and what I might do is just go like this. Make ourselves a handful of those lanterns and we can put those out the front of our house now, which is going to light that area up a little bit more. We can even put some near the farm that we have going. But as you can see, this clambering up and down the mountain is not the ideal situation. So this is where getting a horse and creating a nice smooth gradient down the side of the hill that we can ride down, feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit faster as well, is going to be really beneficial and a bit of fun as well. So if I come up over here, first thing that I want to do is I prepared these ones earlier. There we go. Look at that lighting. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. And we might hang one from a tree for the time being. Just getting a little bit of lighting around the area, although the rain does make it look absolutely terrible, so we might sleep through the night. Ooh, we can't because there's monsters nearby. Is it you? There we go. Maybe we need ourselves... No! A little bit of light in here. Okay, let's quickly sleep and see whether we can get back our little friends. Oh, there's another zombie somewhere. It's all going well. It's all going well. Chaos. Me? Flustered? Look at that. Oh, it disappeared right as I was about to say the arrows in my neck. No. I handled that perfectly, without panicking at all. Right. So, we got those back in. That's good. We're starting to get to that point where we are getting a few bits and pieces that help us to decorate and also progress a little bit faster. My inventory is an absolute mess right now, but as you can see down there, we got ourselves the little mine entrance that I think looks quite nice. We'll probably expand upon it a little bit over time to make it feel a little bit more rocky. I think that section there would look better if I continued that rock face just around there a little bit so that it felt like the mine was dug into the one rocky area of this little alcove, this little area of the lake. And then, yeah, there is that option that I was just asking you guys about of, do you think I should relocate this village up onto that edge? You can see that we have some lovely little flat plateaus that could be used for houses, and we could create a decent sized town on that area there, which could be the housing for all of our villagers. So there are those options. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. But I think in the next episode, to give some time for me to think and for you guys to respond, rather than working on villages and housing, I think we're going to do some landscaping, try and get some pathways done. We'll get one going down there, one over the top that goes towards our skeleton farm that we're going to be able to make. I think it's somewhere over there. And then, yeah, hopefully we get ourselves a horse. We might have to do a little bit of adventuring, looking for a saddle, because I don't think I have one yet. But if we can find a saddle and we can find a fast horse, we're going to be golden. So with that, I think I'm going to end the episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, this second episode of the series. I apologize for the audio at the start. It was a little bit iffy. Probably not too bad, but for me, it was enough that I noticed. I hope it didn't turn you off the episode. If you did make it this far, I would really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribed if you haven't already, because it will help me a lot, and I really want to grow with this series. I really want to be able to give the good vibes out to more people. I'd like to thank my level 3 Patreon supporters, Carl and Ness. Thank you guys very much for your continued support, and the rest of my Patreon supporters as well. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you are enjoying the series as much as I am. With that, I'm going to go get some rest. I'm going to finish up this episode, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Until I see you, be it in the next episode or on a live stream, I hope you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye!